All right, it's Saturday morning and I'm going to go out to my wood shop. And I thought, it's been a while since I've done a woodworking video, and I really don't ever share the furniture and the woodworking projects. So I thought, well, let's show something that I made. This, I believe, is a fairly original idea. Fairly, I'm sure it's been done in many, many times, but this is my coffee table. And it's a very simple design. It's mitered on the edges. These corner legs here, they're actually book matched. And it's hard to tell right now in this light. And I put a piece of ash wood on the inside to strengthen it and also give a ledger for this containment. Now, it's more than just a coffee table. There's the top to it. It's a game table. And the idea here is to promote non-technology. I mean, I've got 7 children. Most of them are adults now, but I still have one at home. And he always goes towards his video games. And I'm trying really, really hard to change that. Now, I did make this a few years ago, and it has received lots and lots of use over the years. And the idea here is the inside of this can be used for a number of games. You can open it up, you can do a Monopoly game and keep it running. The kids can sit all around this area. It's wide enough that you can move it out in the middle of the room. So the grandkids find a lot of pleasure in this table because we can do puzzles in here. I just cleaned up a puzzle. Sadly, nobody finished it, so I said, screw it. But people that like to do puzzles, you can put the lid back on it and be done with it. Now, the idea sort of evolved out of a very more of an advanced idea. And I'll explain it to you a little bit here. Maybe one of you will see this and want to build one of these yourself. But when I was a kid, there was a game that I had that was down at the YMCA that I played, and it had a little slit down here. It was a table just like this, and it had a little slit down here, and on the back side of it had a spot where you could wind up a top and put the top down in here, and you had a handle, and you'd pull the top, and the top would go spinning around this play surface. Now, if I was to do that, I would probably veneer a nice little inset that falls in here so that I've got, I think it was called Skittles. And then you could set up all the little dividers, and you've had these little bowling pins, and you had a slot on the other side, and each little area had a number on it. So you would spin it and it would go rocking around. There'd be 3 spots here, and it would go out in the open area. There was a couple of dividers, and if it made it all the way down to the end and went into one of those open areas, the top would knock down all the Skittles, and you'd add up your points. And you'd set it back up, and the other person would play from his side or her side. Haven't done that. I kind of held back on it because I didn't want to cut a slot down here for the string. So I suppose I could just drill a hole through here and have a string with maybe a long piece on it that threaded through, and then some other way of holding it, maybe an extra attachment. Haven't figured that one out yet, but I always thought that would be fun. I also thought that, a lot of kids might want to get into, other types of games. When I was a kid, we all went to casino games. We had a fake money, and we loved to play craps. We loved to play all kinds of different casino games. And I thought, on the other side of that same game board that fits directly in here, I could have a felt surface. So this would be ideal for card games, place to sit. Because the kids, they always sit on their knees, or you can get just little stools or whatever you want to. But, if this was like a game center, I'll keep working on it. I've always wanted to finish this. So let me show you the top. Now this side, honestly, is not finished. This is just a nice piece of plywood with the walnut edging around. And the other side is where I did my chess game table. And I'll show you that. And there it is in all its glory. I've done a lot of veneer work in my life, and I enjoy the veneer work. This is some edge banding, some commercial edge banding of veneer that I put in here. And I did the veneers. The grain pattern is actually going in this direction, but because I used a fiddleback on the maple, it appears like the grain pattern is zigzag, but I did a book match walnut from this side to this side, and I had to tie this one to that one over there, so those two are also book matched. And I'm proud of that. I'd like to do some sort of an elaborate veneer layup for the other side, so it's a reversible table. I thought, well, you know, one side could be the game table, and the other side could be just a beautiful, maybe a radial match veneer table that just, you know, is outstanding. But honestly, everybody likes the game table size, and I keep the chess pieces set up here. And if you have a chess set up, it's amazing how you come and sit down in the room, and two people sit down, and somebody says, "You want to play?" And the game just sort of happens. So I purchased this chess set. It was a fairly expensive chess set. It's a beautiful set. I think I paid close to $300 for this set, but it was hard to find a set because these are fairly large squares, almost too large. They're 2-inch, so I had to, you know, search out and find a chess set that had pieces that were not, it didn't seem too minuscule for the size of the board. But I like this big board, and you know, as long as the kids are careful with my set, I'm more than happy that they play with it. So anyway, that's my idea to a return to non-technology. What do you think? Now, I've really never talked about my website in any of my videos, but if you go to SaratogaTreeService.com, you'll see that it's primarily an educational website. There's a lot of articles and reports that I've written, but there's also a link in there to veneers. So years ago, going back about 10, 15 years ago, I had a warehouse full of veneer and lumber for sale. And I still got quite an inventory of some of the finest veneers in the world. And if you're a woodworker and you're looking for really amazing veneers, I've still got that section set up there. I sell it once in a while, but I'm not really pushing it too hard. Someday I'll get back into it and really organize it well again and get it back into a business again. But for now, it's kind of an on-hold business that I open up for friends and other woodworkers that need it. But that being said, it will show you some of the beautiful things that you can do with veneers. There's a little gallery section in there showing you a few projects, other woodworkers, friends, some of my stuff, as well as an area called radial matches. And if you don't know what a radial match is, you should check it out. So SaratogaTreeService.com. Check it out. Hey, babe. Okay then. White gets the first move. Your move.